Hey guys, it's Mr. Jacob here from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library at the Turner Community Library branch. And I am back with another video, but this is actually something that we've been talking about doing for a while. I like Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. And about 10 years ago, I started setting up Halloween decorations. And I started off really small, but then over time, it got kind of out of hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to show off how I put up my decorations. As we go along, I'm going to show you how I built some of these, because some of these are homemade. And I'm going to show you the landscape that we're able to work with. We've got our metal gate, and this will be the first thing I put up. And there's a door to it. These containers have different decorations in them. These 4 long containers have tombstones. Now when I started off with just 20 tombstones. And then it just kind of grew, and at this point I probably have about, I don't know, maybe 60 to 80, maybe more. And we got the fencing here. Some more fencing. I found that at a garage sale. And then there's our skeletons. So all of this stuff will make up the graveyard. And I'm going to first go out and set up this gate. Oh, and just for some background, I got this gate. We had a manager that used to be at Turner that her neighbors were getting rid of this. It was just a decoration in her yard. It was falling apart, so she gave it to me, and it works perfect for a graveyard setting. So let's take a look and see how it looks. So it is the next day. It has been raining all day, but that's okay because it actually makes the ground a little easier to put fence posts through and all that. But this is what I did yesterday. I added the main gate. So when I first started, I just had this gate. But as far as the fencing, I had to buy it little by little every year because they're expensive. I could only afford a piece at a time. So I got to this point. You can kind of see how I've made them crooked. And I will add some wood fencing I got at a garage sale right across this one, going over here. I may go out and buy some more of this, just another couple pieces, try to get extended out. But right now I'm okay with faking this out. Now if you look at this, you can see I've spray painted it some gray, give it a little bit more of a worn look, and I've got them going all crooked. This is that gate I was talking about, and it doesn't matter how beat up it is, that just makes it look even better. And I will be adding things to this, and this gate goes to here. And I am going to start working on probably tombstones. Okay, so here are all the tombstones I've got. And let me explain how I did this. When I first started, I just bought foam tombstones just from Walmart because I wasn't too serious about this. I was just putting up a few. And the first few years, what I found out are those stakes that come with them aren't very good. And the wind was blowing them everywhere. So I got some wire from like old signs, kind you see on the road. Put them on the back of here. Now you can see I got a lot of duct tape. Turns out duct tape does not stick to foam very well. But I used staples and somehow that worked. And it's actually held up for quite a while. And I made these so that way they'll stick in the ground and the wind doesn't take them away. So if you do get the foam ones, you'll probably have to modify them a bit. Stakes, don't bother using them. They really don't work. And they break half the time. When I got these, I went ahead and spray painted them with some gray and black paint, but there's also this stone type of paint that you can get at the hardware store. And I believe this one this one's got it. You can see it gives a little bit of a speckled look. And that stuff's awesome. It's a little expensive, but you don't have to use much. So I spray painted that on there to give them kind of this more stone look. And then I also hot glued this fake grass on here to make it look like moss was growing on it. Now, after a while, the wind started destroying some of these. So my plan was always to replace them with wooden ones. But as I went along, I kind of realized, even if they break, if that one broke, this one broke, I just had to spray paint the tops and add on to them, and they still work because it's a decrepit graveyard. So that's kind of how my tombstones grew. It wasn't supposed to get as big as it did. Start off with 20, and it just kept getting bigger because as I replaced them, I just never got rid of these. Now what I did replace them with are these things. But I've also got these. Now, I went to Etsy and had these specially made. I don't even know if the guy still does it anymore because I need to replace these. They're getting beat up. But these were awesome. And I only got about 6 of them, but they were perfect and they really stand out. And I was able to have him put whatever I want on there. Now, the wooden crosses are actually from Memorial Day. So the day after Memorial Day, they are clearancing out all those Memorial Day flowers and crosses that they sell. So I bought up a bunch of them when they were cheap, spray painted them with that stone paint that I talked about, and then glued the stuff on there and add wooden crosses. And that helped to supplement and fill out the graveyard. So like I said, if you get the foam ones, just, you know, get some black and gray spray paint, kind of touch them up a bit to make them look a little bit old. Get some of that stone paint, and you can just a little bit, just be enough, and it'll help kind of give it a nice stone look. And the grass stuff you can get at Walmart in the craft section, you can get at Halloween stores. And you can see this one actually already had kind of that look. Another thing is, you'll see paint's worn off on here. It's okay, because it just makes it look like a stone. So that's the nice thing about these, is they're pretty forgiving. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting these up. Okay, we've got the tombstones up. Now, I made sure not to go too deep. In the past, I've gone all the way back in the yard, but you know, nobody can see it from the street. I got this. Don't remember if I added that fence before, but that fence is on there. And I used one of those crosses to hold it up. And I forgot to mention, some of these smaller tombstones, like that one back there, these just came from Dollar Tree. I don't like using the ones that are goofy, or like the one with the skull there. I don't particularly like that, but I try to go for as realistic as I can. And if they aren't realistic, I try to hide them in the back if I can. Now that one, I just picked up and just glued that green on. And here's Bones. And I got plans for that one. I'll explain in a second. There's my other big one that I just picked up. So I wanted some taller ones for the back. Did add grass to them, as you can see. And normally I would use hot glue. I just went ahead and used a spray glue. We were talking about how it kind of looks like a big tombstone on its own. So that works out. And we're going out this far. Now I plan on adding more stuff. So this guy got the bird on him. I am going to add something in front of here and add a mound of dirt. Looks like somebody's crawling out of it. So I've got some more to do, but so far coming together. Okay guys, I've been hard at work at the Halloween decorations and it is done. So I'm going to go through and show you everything. The only thing I didn't do is put webbing on it, which I normally do. I'm going to talk to you about each part and some of the additions that I just added. So this section is what used to be the entire scene. Now we've got all the way down there. But I've been expanding over the last few years. So right here, these spiders are actually spiders that bought clearance last year. I had them in my car the whole time and had no idea what to do with them. And I looked online and I saw an idea that I didn't think about, where if you take a piece of wire, you can make them look like they're standing. So I actually have, if you look here, wire right there going through the spider, and it's making it look like it's standing up. So I put a bunch of them up here. We got one right there. Now this section was looking kind of light, so I actually saw this at the store and couldn't help but buy it. So these guys are brand new, and I did a quick job here. You can see the little fake arm. I will probably redo this to where it looks a little bit more realistic than this big giant cartoon. And I'd like to get some boots right down here on the end, so that way from a distance it looks like somebody's in. Now I also have these lights down here. I got those off of a website, and they're solar paneled, so that way they just charge during the day and they light up everything. And there's my basket of skulls. I made that a long time ago. It needs to be redone about now, but it's held up for a long time. And then there's wheelbarrow. Found this on Pinterest. Just simple idea. The shovel, we had a broken shovel, so I just Put that back there to help support it, and it just looked really good. And then this fencing came from a garage sale, and they actually had two pieces, and I wish I got the other one. A lot of the tombstones came from Walmart, or these small ones, like the one right there, came from Dollar Tree. I just found the ones that looked the least cartoony, and I added the grass onto them. That one right there that says RIP, those two are actually the wooden ones I bought online. This is a skull that I just attached a bird I got from Dollar Tree. Just hot glued it on there and stuck it in the fence. We got our spider back there. Normally I put a skeleton there, so it looks like he's consumed a person, but I moved the skeleton to a different part this year, and I think it actually looks better. And I had an extra skull. But basically every year I just hit clearance sales and add to this based off what I can find. And this guy is somebody I picked up at a clearance sale, so he just roams throughout. He's supposed to hang in a tree. Got the skull attached to the fence so it doesn't fall off. Now these guys, I saw this on Pinterest. These are Flamingos that I turned into Vultures. And it's pretty easy. You just spray paint it black and red. And I used painter's tape to cover up spots, that way I didn't get paint where I didn't want it. And then just used a feather boa I had. Got it from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a great place to get a lot of these supplies. And just attached it on there. And you can see some of the paint coming off, but they've been out here in the weather for a while. There's our owl on the skull. Again, just another hot glue job. I can't remember where I got him, but probably the Dollar Tree. And we've got the skeleton. He's attached to the fence so he doesn't go off anywhere. Now, normally my tombstones are more bunched up together, but this year I really spread them out. There's only so far back you can see. You got the tombstone that I glued a bird to, put some grass around there. We got our dead body coming out of the ground. He's actually been replaced a few different times, so he kind of looks different every few years. This is our new addition, and I actually had ordered a large horse, about 6 feet tall, and he is 4 feet. But I took what I could get. I couldn't get the 6 foot one. I was able to get this one, and it looks great. My original plan was to have the Grim Reaper here riding on top of him, but it looked kind of silly because he's not full-size horse. So plan B was get the rope, attach it to his hand, and then have him leading the horse. Now, Grim here is another clearance item I bought 10 years ago. He is falling apart, so I'm not sure how many years he has left. But I will use him until he falls apart, and I'll probably use the parts in other parts of the graveyard. That's a new tombstone I picked up, and I'm still working on, which is why I've got something behind it to support it. Okay, so here's where our other skeleton went. And I've never put him over here before. But I did this, and I looked up and I realized we had this beware dog sign. So I thought, I gotta find a dog. So I went looking, and I found this little puppy skeleton at a store. And so I got a leash and added him on there. And then, when I got the horse, I got another one, because they were the same price as the big one, so getting two for the price of one. So I wanted to put him somewhere. So I have him attached over here to this wheel. And I went ahead and gave this guy a cowboy hat that I had. So that way it looks like just a cowboy stopping by. And then our last part, got some more spiders over here, including this large one. You can see the wire right there, helping them stand. These crosses, I talked about this before, they are crosses that I got after Memorial Day that I spray painted gray and hot glued some stuff on. And then there's a spider I got cheap at the dollar store and just hot glued that on there. He's actually lost all of his color. And then here's some of the broken tombstones that, as they break, I just spray paint at the top and just keep using them. And that is the Halloween graveyard. So this thing took about 10 years to get to this point. But if you guys are interested, if you have questions, I'm always looking at Halloween stuff. Feel free to email me at jbond@kckpl.org, and I'm happy to answer it. You know, I started off as a small project, and every year it just grew bigger and bigger, and it's been fun. I love watching people slow down and look at it, and I'm still adding to it. I'm still trying to perfect it. So if you guys have your own setup, I would love to see pictures of that. Please go ahead and email it to me. Let me see what you guys have done with your Halloween. So thank you guys, and we will see you later.